Aloha, my friends. This is Billy Wiggly coming at you live from the Ninth Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. And while they sleep, I excel. That's the way you want to be too. Keep on learning. Don't get mad. Get skills. Focus on the positives. Maintain a positive mental attitude. And keep on learning. I believe in you, and you got what it takes. So, today, I'm going to show you how to summarize this data right here. 4 different ways of summarizing your data as we continue developing our skills so that we can catapult our career to the next level. Check it out. All right, here we are. We got our range of data right there, and I am really excited today. I haven't done a live stream since last week, so good morning, because it's morning time right here. And how do they say good morning in Hawaii? Aloha kakahiaka, my friends. But take a look at this data that we have right here. This is pretty plain, so let's just go ahead and make it pretty so that we can start using it. And let me start showing you some ways to summarize our data. One of the things that I recommend is that we convert our data ranges into tables. So I always say, put your marquee in the data and then press Ctrl T. When you press Ctrl T, that's the shortcut to create a table. And if you've been following me and paying attention and learning from the beginning the basics of Excel, you know that this data is properly set up so that we can use it. We can work with it. We can analyze it. And we can summarize it. We've got a header row. We've got no merge cells, no blank cells, no blank rows or blank columns separating our data. We've got consistency. There's only one little thing that we could do first. We could just take this range right here because that's currency. And let's just go ahead and make a currency. So once I select it, I right click. Then I'm just going to go right up here and say, hey, let's make this the accounting number format. Now I'm going to decrease the decimal. Click, click. There we have it. I like that. Nice. All right. Now we can press Control T. Control T, convert your data into tables. That way you can do so much more with, there's just so much more I could tell you about tables, but we got to hold back. We're just learning 4 ways to sum today. So Control T, you see the marching ants marquee has appeared, selecting our range. We're going to say, yeah, that's okay. And then Excel is asking us, does your table have headers? Yes, my table has headers. Then I press OK, and there's our table already. And now you have a contextual tool tab. Contextual tool tabs only appear based on the context that you're in. Because we are in the table, we see the table design contextual tool tab appear. If I was to click outside of the table, now we have no more contextual tool tab. If all of the ribbons and the tools were available to us and displayed all the time in Excel, we wouldn't even be able to see the spreadsheet area because it would just be covered with tools. There's so many features. So contextual tool tabs only appear based on the context that you're in. So we use the shortcut Control T. We created a table out of our data range. And now when we click inside the table, we see the table design contextual tool tab. And then you can go ahead and you can add some banded rows, banded columns. You can take out the banded rows, put the banded rows in. You can say, I want to bold the first column. I want to bold the last column. I mean, there's a lot of ways of customizing your table right here. But we're focused on learning 4 ways to summarize our data. So let's just give this layout. I like this layout. Okay. And now let me show you one way to summarize my data. So right here, I've got this range of data, and I can tell you that there is 6 values that I selected. The smallest value is 1,256. The maximum value is 7,000. 897. What's the sum? Well, I'm getting that information right here from my status bar. I just don't see the sum. Why? Because I didn't activate it. This is one way to summarize your data, just by selecting a range of data that you want to summarize, and then just look at your status bar. Your status bar is this area right down here, the bottom of Excel, status bar. Watch, I want to see the sum, so I'm going to right click, and now I've got all of these ways to customize my status bar, and here we see that I want to select the sum. So when I select the sum, now I see that we have the sum. And the sum of that range of data is 25,847. So yeah, that's one way to sum. Use your status bar. Now I can select this range of data right there. What's the sum of that? It's 29,842. There it is on the status bar. Okay, well, what's another way to summarize my data inside this table? I'm going to give you another shortcut. Check it out. Boom. Ctrl Shift T. Ctrl Shift T. I inserted a total row. See? When I go right up here to my contextual tool tabs, I see that I have a total row option right here. When I hover over it, the tooltip appears that tells me that the shortcut to insert a total row into a table is Ctrl Shift T. Or I can just turn it on right up here by selecting it. Let me minimize. Here we go. Let me turn on the total row. Click. There's your total row. Off, on, off, on, off. Or just use Ctrl Shift T. On, off, on, off, on. And now, check this out. We've got options. I can just say, hey, for this range, I now have got a drop down. I clicked on the total row, and now I can get an average, a count, a max, a min, a sum right there. Let me auto fit. There we go. I can get another. So I get an average right there. I can get a count. For example, I want to know how many people, how many names, how many people are in here. I can just do a count. Boom. And that just counts the values. I can just count numbers if I want. Here's going to say 0 because there's no numbers. See? It's all text values. So that's number 2 way of summarizing your data. Ctrl Shift T. Off. Okay. What's another way of summarizing your data? How about we use a really popular tool that is so popular that it's located on our home tab. So when you go to your home tab and you look in your home ribbon, all the way on your editing group, you've got this nice Autosum, and you've got a little drop down there. This is important. Check it out. I've added it to my quick access toolbar, but let me go ahead and remove from my quick access toolbar. I will go right to the Autosum. Look, when you click on the drop down, you can do average, count, numbers, max, min, or you can just use the sum. If I right click and add to quick access toolbar, now notice where I'm right clicking, right on top of the Autosum. Right click, add to quick access toolbar. There's the Autosum. That's just the sum. There's no average, count, min, max, and the like. I want all that. So let me just right click and remove the Autosum from the quick access toolbar. And instead of right clicking right on top of the Autosum, I'm going to right click on the little drop down. And now I'm going to add the whole Autosum tool right in here. So the first thing you do is begin with the end in mind. Habit number 2 of highly effective people. The 7 habits of highly effective people. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. That means you put your marquee where you want the results to go. Begin with the end in mind. And then now we can just press the Autosum. And then look what it did. Because it's a table, it automatically opened up our Autosum, our total row. So let me press Ctrl Z to undo. And then let me take this table and let me convert it to a range of data. So I'll go to my table design, contextual tool tab, and I'll convert it to a range. And what that's going to do is it's not going to be a table anymore. It's just going to be a normal range, and it's going to keep the formatting that I apply to it. So think about it. This is a quick way of applying formatting to a range, and then you can just convert it to a table, apply the formatting, and convert it back to a range. So here we go. I put my marquee where I want the sum to go, and then just press the auto sum, and then just enter, right? Or I could just say, hey, I want to sum all this, and then press the auto sum, and there it is, just like that. So that's way number 3 to sum. And now here's another way, just using the shortcut, or just using the sum function. Here, let me just sum this range right here and put the total right there. I'm going to use the sum function by typing it in. I'm just going to say equals sum, and there's my different ways of summing that we'll cover later on, but let's just get the basics down. Double click on that one, and then we got to tell Excel, yeah, hey, sum that up right there. See that? So that's another way. That's way number 4. Now let me show you another way to sum. This is a bonus, just using the shortcut. Now when I hover over the auto sum, it shows me that the shortcut for the auto sum, it shows me that the shortcut for the auto sum is Alt equal. Hey, come on. Let's freeze that in place. All right, well, I'm gonna give it one more time. One more try. One more chance. Oh, one more chance? I can't do it. I'm trying to freeze it in place. But there you see, the shortcut is Alt equal. So if I want to sum this range of data, I can just put my marquee right there and just press Alt equal. Whoops, excuse me, that was the wrong one. What did I press? Oh, look at that. That's the shortcut for changing your style. I just can't remember which one it is. Anyways, that's how you learn. That's how you learn, by just clicking. You're not going to break Excel, all right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to press Alt equal, and Excel just sums that range for me. I could also just select a range and then press Alt equal, and then Excel spits out the answer for me, and it put the sum function right there. Let me show you another quick way. Let's just go ahead and sum all this up right here, and sum all this up, and sum all this up at once, just like that. Saw that? I show y'all this a lot because this is one of my favorite features. You don't just have to do everything one thing at a time. Put the sum here and then copy it down. Put the sum over here and then copy it over. No, just select multiple non-adjacent cells. Hold down the Control key. Whoops, excuse me. Make my first selection. Hold down the Control key and select the multiple non-adjacent cells where I want the sum to go. And then I tell Excel, sum it up. There it is. Alt equal. And that's it, my friends. That's how you can, that's 5 different ways of summarizing your data. And remember, use Control T, and turn your data range into a table. When you send your spreadsheets that you've converted into tables, you've applied all the basics, you've got everything nicely organized. When you send it to your data analyst, to your data scientist, they're going to love you. Excel rocks. So I recommend that you go to don'tgetmadgetskills.com right over here. Don'tgetmadgetskills.com. When you go to don'tgetmadgetskills.com, you're automatically going to land on this page right here. And I encourage you to check out what we have at don'tgetmadgetskills.com. Look at the live classes. I believe in Excel and I believe in you, and I want you to learn and I want you to rock and lay a good solid foundation. So I teach the basics of Excel basics for free once a month. Just go to Don't Get Mad, Get Skills. Just click on any one of these lectures and go ahead and you'll see what the contents of the class is. Then you can go ahead and register for that class. Once you're already registered at don'tgetmadgetskills.com, you can just press book your spot and you'll be booked right away. Also, when you go to live classes, check out workshops. And when you go to workshops, you'll see that I've got a workshop coming up. You'll be able to see it in your own time zone. And this is a really popular workshop that I had. Last time I had it, just earlier, October 12th, I had this workshop. And I had 238 people attend. This time it's going to be more. It's how to write formulas and use functions in Excel. So come on, check it out. It'll be streaming right here. And then you can also check out my favorite Excel power tips. This class is happening in December, and go check it out. I just had it for the first time last week, and everybody loved it. Check out the reviews. Go ahead and click on it and go check out the reviews. But in the meantime, my friends, I want you to know that I love you, and I want you to keep on learning. And remember, most of all, don't get mad. Get skills. Aloha.